Hey there everyone, it's Val, and welcome to my first stream in a while. Well, um, I wanted to spend a couple minutes to start with, just sort of letting you know what's going on. Um, yeah, I'm still working on getting my energy back, but I am seeing wonderful progress. Had a setback, but fortunately that didn't cause any permanent damage. That's why I didn't stream at my 3-month mark like I have been while I've been ill. But yes, I'm using a lot of ums today. That's because it's been so long since I streamed. I'm trying to remember how to talk to you guys. Right, well, yeah, I guess I'll wait until more people have arrived and chat. But other than that, as always, we'll see how often I stream going forward, but cross your fingers, things are looking up. Let's hope they stay that way. Now, I'm just looking at these pussycats, because I figure we'll do a small one today. And I know last time I was asked to do a pussycat, and I thought I picked a pussycat, and it was a fox, apparently. Well, this time we have cats. I saved cats for you guys, and I'm thinking I'm kind of inclined to this black one, to be honest. I mean, it's a lot of black, but on the other hand, yeah. Now, I'm gonna give people a couple more minutes to show up because I did say I'd start at 1 o'clock, and technically it's 3 minutes to right now, so I'm gonna have a nice drink of coffee, and yeah, I think we're gonna do that black cat. I know that I have the fan on in the background, and that's because it's hot here. I'm gonna turn the music down just a touch, and hopefully you guys can hear me fine. Looking at my levels, you should be able to. Bunny rabbit, what are you doing in my cupboard? One of my cats is in my cupboard. Totally illegal. Oh well, I'll evict her later. She's just sitting in there watching me from her little den that she created. Anyway. Oh, I guess there is one thing that I should talk about while we pick our nice cat here. My website, valsnoisytoys. English. I do speak English, I swear. valsnoisytoys.tk is being changed, and I will be hopefully sometime today, tomorrow, we'll have access to my website on valsnoisytoys.ca because I'm a Canadian. So that switchover will be happening soon, and I know my site was out of commission for about a month while I was deciding what to do, since I was specifically very unwell. I didn't have the energy to decide until, well, basically today. Alright, let's look. I think I'm going to start with the biggest amount of black. So that should be down here. This is a little awkward. Whoa. Yes, I know I have a mistake. Thank you very much. Why did you jump over there? I didn't ask you to. Ah, there we go. You guys, yeah, you do see my mouse. Okay, good. I was about to say, if you don't see my mouse, it probably looks very odd to you, but nope, you see my mouse. Now, I was going to try the Google Play for PC. However, I don't have an SSD in my machine. I don't even know if my elderly machine is capable of having an SSD, but I was going to be looking into it anyway because of Starfield. Yes, that computer that I was hoping to get, again, we put it off, but this time it was for not the government clawing back a bunch of money that they promised us and then changed their mind that we weren't, you know, impacted by COVID enough, apparently. So the thing I got instead was a proper set of crafting glasses that has my prescription in them and binoculars. And they are absolutely fabulous. And I needed to get them because my aging eyesight has apparently been developing cataracts without me knowing it. And that's why I've been having more and more trouble seeing, aside from the, you know, whole middle-aged eye doesn't want to adjust between distances very well anymore thing that everybody gets. So, at least I know what's going on now, but so that I can continue my crafts, and since that's mostly what I'm doing, that's what I decided that I was going to spend my computer money on, and actually I think that was the best decision for me at the time being. Now, it probably means that if my machine cannot handle an SSD, and I have to look into them because I've never bought one for a machine before, so I need to find out if my machine can handle them, and if so, which kind, because I think there's two, SATA and NVMe, I think it is. Anyway, I will be looking into that in the hopes that I can play by the time Starfield comes out. I can play it. Now, whether I'll be capable of streaming or not is another question, but I'll cross that bridge once I figure out the SSD issue. At least, if I can install an SSD of some description, then I will be able to test out the Google Play for PC, which, you know, right now I'm using Windows Link, so technically I'm playing off my mobile, not the actual PC. I'm much faster on my mobile. Jade Dragon, hello, welcome to the stream on YouTube. Do I like space games? Yes, I do. I like ones that have like crafting or trading. A little bit of fighting is okay, but if it's 100%, you know, dog fights or something like that, that's not my cup of tea. But Starfield sounds like it's gonna work for me, playstyle wise. But we'll see how it goes. Do you like space games, Jade Dragon? No Man's Sky. Yes, I have heard of that one. You do like them. Awesome. At the time that I did look into it, it was when it had come out originally, and I know that it's supposed to be basically what it should have been at launch now. And at some point I will probably check it out, but right now, because of my illness, I've got such a huge backlog of games that I bought but I haven't actually played yet. So I will try to remember to add that to my wish list on Steam, so if it does come up for sale, I can, you know, pick it up when it's really cheap, hopefully. Maybe it'll be in the summer sale. It's actually kind of funny. One of the first games I ever played back on an IBM PC, back in 1986, 87? No, I think it was 1987. Yeah, that sounds about right. And it was a space game. I can't remember what it was, but I can remember flying back to a place. I was doing a quest, and I flew back several times to fill up on bullets, then came back and I was shooting out a door with 10,000 points. I just wanted to know, could you actually shoot it with lots and lots of bullets? And the answer was, yes, you could. But it took you about an hour of ching, 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 as the bullets hit the safe door. And there was a startlingly, that's not the right word. There was a large lack of security. They didn't resupply the guys that I took out, so I just kept going back and forth. But, yeah. My other first game that I got was Ultima. One of the Ultimas. I can't remember which one. It's been too long. It wasn't one of the first ones, but it was like 4 or 5 or something like that. Something along that line. Oh, you've been a sub for 3 or 4 years now? Cool. That's awesome. Star Trek Online is another space game. It's an old game and free. Might work with my older computer. It's an online game? Like, can you play it solo, but, you know, have to connect online? The reason I'm asking is that, for numerous reasons, even though I used to play one of the things that I've been noticing is that I have a large problem with words lately. So anyway, I've been avoiding online games for numerous reasons. I don't enjoy them as much as I used to. Part of it was before I realized how many people were absolute buttholes. And yes, there are lots of nice people, but you have to kind of sift out the buttholes, and, well, I figure I've dealt with enough of them in my lifetime. I'm not going to willingly subject myself to them unless I have a lot of energy, and I haven't had that for quite a time. It is massively multiplayer. Okay. Well, I'll keep it in mind for the future. Like I said, I have been feeling my energy coming back, not so much due to my health, but due to other reasons. Working on my issues. And surprisingly, a lot of my issues were draining a lot of energy, which I did not know until I didn't have that much energy to drain. But now that I'm dealing with that, I just had this resurgence in energy. Not every day, but it's a lot better. And you can play it solo and you don't have to talk to a single person. Okay, well, I will try to remember to check that out. Like, put that on my wish list too. In fact, I'm going to write it down so that I don't forget. You know, brain cells. Come on, there we go. Star Trek Online and No Man's Sky. Because if they go on sale with that new sale coming out cheap enough, I'll probably grab them, even if I won't be playing them for a bit. I like getting sales. Yeah, one of the things that I've discovered that has helped me with my issues is that I had a secret squirrel along with autism. And since I'm so easily distracted by squirrels, anybody who's familiar with it can probably guess what I was also diagnosed with. 70% of people with autism have this, and the thing that I also have is, dun dun dun, ADHD! Woohoo! Yeah, I'm on, we're currently trying to find the right amount of medication, but the one I'm on is helping. It's not helping as much as I'd hoped, but it is helping so much with, well, the squirrels. So, I wonder how many people saw that coming. My counselor spent about a year kind of dropping hints that maybe I should consider it, and finally I clued in, thinking it was all my own idea. And then, of course, when I talked to her about it, about getting my, going to see my doctor about looking into it, she was like, yes. And I'm like, you've been trying to get me to do that for a year, haven't you? And she's like, well, yeah, but, I can't actually tell you I think you have it because that's not my job. But I can sure as heck hint that it might be something that people with autism might want to look into. You're autistic too? Cool. Welcome to my stream. That's one of the reasons that my screen is, stream screen is pretty minimal. Like, I got a few things on it, but pretty much it's just the game. And I do that because when I watch streams, I don't like it being super busy. So what do you think? You're a fellow autistic person. Do you like it being more clean the way I have it? Or do you like all the bling? Just curious. I think you probably know that since you've been subbed for a while. You probably heard me say that before about the preferring cleaner. But at least now I'm starting to understand why it appeals to me so much. The less distractions, the better. Says the person who usually multi-streams. Oh, speaking of multi-streaming, yes, I will not be multi-streaming to Twitch anymore, because apparently, I think it was something like June 16th or something like that. Not that long ago, June 13th, I think it was. Anyway, they decided that nobody is allowed to multi-stream to Twitch, period. So I'm not streaming there anymore unless for some reason I can't stream on YouTube. So I'm going to have to look into what other streaming sites are available, since I'm kind of out of loop right now. You learn to suppress it all and hide it. Jade, so did I. And that's why things started falling apart for me. Well, I used to stream 6 days a week, as you may or may not know, if you've been here 4 or 5 years. But I ended up doing a 3-month period where I was trying to be like a neurotypical streamer and do all the socialization and stuff, and I just about killed my love of streaming, but I realized it in time. What I did not realize was that I still subjected myself to a lot of burnout, and I actually lost my ability to hyperfocus. And then I started getting depressed because, as I now know, and I only discovered that this summer, I actually need to hyperfocus. It's one of the ways that I keep myself mentally healthy. And of course, when I didn't have it, my mental health started taking a nosedive. But once I got on my ADHD medication, the first thing I noticed was my hyperfocus. It's back! Ah! Oh, it was so freaking awesome. I couldn't believe it. And I know for sure it was the ADHD medicine because for a bit we thought I was allergic to it. It turned out to be something else, but I stopped taking it for a month. And I couldn't hyperfocus again, and I went immediately into depression mode. And after about a month of it, I was like, holy crap, am I really allergic to this medicine? I better find out, because the hyperfocus, I need it. And yeah, it turned out I was allergic to something else, and back on the medicine, and immediately got my hyperfocus back. So I will say that my personal goals for myself, for the things that I've been working on myself, is I have been removing my mask as much as possible, because I can't actually sustain it anymore. And that's why when you said that you have suppressed it all and hid it, in the long run, that's if it happens to you like it has for me, it will hurt you in the long run. Like, you still need to be able to mask, of course, because, when you go out into public, you have to, pretend to be somewhat normal. Although, to be honest, I am being more myself in public than I ever let myself be. And I don't know, I have not had anybody say anything to me about it. I even did a little dancing in place the other day in a drugstore while I was waiting for my prescription. And I'm like, if somebody sees me doing this and makes a comment or a dirty look, they can bite my butt, because I don't care. I do not care anymore. But, still I won't go around being rude or anything like that. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at in my meandering fashion is, if you aren't doing any kind of counseling or therapy related to autism, you might want to consider it. If you find the right person, like I did. I've been going, it's just over 2 years now, and particularly this last 5 months, I have been making leaps and bounds of progress because we laid all the groundwork, and I feel like a new person. I feel like the part of me that I had to hide away because it was too different isn't in the jail anymore, is out of the box. So I'm starting to meet myself for the first time, is what I'm saying. My real self, not the mask that I've been wearing all my life. Because, yeah, basically Val, to a large extent, because not Val is me when I'm not streaming, but Val is pretty dang close to my the self that I have been hidden away. Like, it's a lot closer than my not Val mask. Alright, so I'm catching up on what you're saying. And it can help you cope with stress. Use games for that. Yes, actually, some of the things that I've been doing, as you may have seen on my stream, is like I've been doing art and drawing, and I've been doing journaling. But I kept having a recurring problem. Every time I found something that helped recharge me and give me energy, because you need those things, some little switch would go off in my subconscious and I couldn't get myself to do it anymore. And I'm still working on figuring out what that issue it is, but I know it's related to early traumas, so that's what I'm working on, is working on those traumas that I have repressed, because I literally cannot remember them. I just have the emotions that cause me to have triggers, occasionally clinical triggers, as I discovered. Anyway, that's enough detail. You found a way of refueling your energy to avoid the crash. Yeah, that's what you need to do. And then hopefully your subconscious doesn't hijack you like mine has. That's the ADHD. Some of it is, Jade. Some of it is. But there's another part of it that has to do with things I was told as a child that are total BS, but as a child you take them on as gospel, and I'm working on overcoming those things. I'm trying to be vague on purpose because A, you probably don't want to hear the details, and B, at this point I'm not comfortable sharing said details, but in general, with the medicine, and like I said, I think we still need to adjust it a bit more. But I want to see, I'm supposed to see the doctor actually later this month to chat with him about how it's going. Anyway, the point is, because of the medicine, I have been able to get myself to do some of the things that were my brain was hijacking me from. So the hill that I have to get up to is not as steep, thankfully, but there's still a hill. Instead of a mountain, now it's like a, fairly steep slope, but, if I pick my way, I can, find a smoother path up that won't kill me. Alright, so we've done the black. Oh, here go the slightly less black. There we go. So yeah, one of the things that's actually been helping me a lot is, I am not paid to say this, I'm saying this because I actually use this. It's a self-care, it's called Amaru, A-M-A-R-U, the self-care app. Self-care app pet or something like that. I can't remember the exact thing, but it is A-M-A-R-U. And you don't have to play the cute little cat dragon game in it if you don't want to, but it does help. It helps me with the setting goals and making new habits. I've been using it for just over 100 days now, and it's helped me so much to focus and commit to doing things, including, practicing mindfulness and whatnot. Calvin Yazzle on YouTube. Hello, welcome to the stream. You've been subbed for a very long time and you're loving the streams. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Calvin. I greatly appreciate that. Life is a never-ending path and you'll always get pushed down. Yeah, best way to go over the obstacles is to get up. Yeah, well, for me it was really steep and I needed some mountaineering gear or to make the hill less steep, and I found the thing to make the hill less steep. Or the mountain less steep, so now it's a hill. But yeah, it's internally a lot of things are changing very quickly, and one of the things that I will be looking at is taking, when I have the energy and I'm able to stream like reliably, like once a week, I'm gonna look at my channel, and I'm not going to stop streaming obviously, but I might I had some ideas to refresh my logo. It's still going to be the same one, but in a different way. Like I'm going to do it myself, so it's new, at least I hope to. So anyway, I've been thinking about sort of refreshing the look of my channel, I guess you might say, and possibly even how I do things. Although, obviously my serious roleplay streams will still happen and they'll still be the same kind of thing because I love doing that so much. It's one of those things that bring me joy in my life, is streaming and role-playing and having you guys be part of the story. It is just, can't beat it. But gotta get that energy back first. Because acting takes energy. Who knew? Masking, which is acting, really, takes energy. Who knew? I didn't. Not until I started, really dropping the mask and suddenly finding I got energy that I didn't know I had. You have to go, Jade? It has been awesome talking to you as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day too. And I hope to see you again in the stream sometime soon. You take care. Bye now. I picked a small one because I'm hoping I can do the entire thing on the stream today, depending on my energy decides it's finished. Right now I'm doing okay. But it's only been half an hour, I guess. Really. Might stop for a little bit of a coffee here in a moment. Yeah, once I finish this section here, I will try to remember to stop and drink some coffee. We'll see if the squirrels carry me away or not. get my coffee. Let's think about something else to talk about. The AI revolution that's going on with ChatGPT. I'm actually both simultaneously scared and terrified of what's going on. Or not scared and terrified. That's the same thing. Excited and terrified. That's what I meant to say. Did I say that? I probably didn't say that. Anyway, excited and terrified. I'm both those things. I'm excited because I can see that it has a lot of potential. I'm hoping that I can, say something like, I'd like to set up a regular blog post. Can you recommend a good blog site for somebody with autism and ADHD? That kind of thing. I know that there's some ability, I don't know if it's a specific app or if it's in ChatGPT natively, but you can ask it to break something down like, I need to clean the bathtub, but it's got too many parts to do it, and I just get stalled, so could you break it down into a list of tasks? Now, I'm really good at making lists. I'm not so good at doing the list. Thank you. Now I know it's ADHD, mostly. But I know that some of my fellow autistic peeps have trouble making the list. Once you give those people the list, they're fine and they can do it. They're good to go. But their executive function issue is making the list. So I can see that AI being able to do that for you, and like, yes, you may need to tweak it, but at least to break down, the common stuff for you is going to help people. So that's the exciting part. The scary part is the fact that anything that you put into it is kept. So if you have a ChatGPT app helping you, do your banking information is being stored there. Your social insurance number, if you put it in, it will get stored, and they have nothing there right now to, as of my most recent reading the other day, 2 days ago, they have no way to tell it, don't save this stuff. Like, it says it doesn't save the prompts, but it does save other stuff, right? And even Google, Bard, which, is it Bard? Or no, is that Microsoft Bard? Oh God, I'm getting mixed up. Anyway, they say they don't save it, but they do. They just are promising not to sell it to anyone. I don't really trust them, to be honest, because, sure, maybe Google will never sell the data, but, they have enough data on me, they don't really need to know everything. And what happens if they get hacked and that information gets stolen, right? They didn't give it to anybody, but somebody sure took it. So yeah, I really am keeping a close eye on it because I want to start playing with it. I want to start seeing if I can leverage it to help me with my deficits. The things that I know I can't do because they burn me out. But in order to be a successful streamer, I don't want to be hugely famous or anything. I just would like to have, 50, 100 people when I stream, chatting, because, not everybody talks and not everybody wants to talk. Quite often I'll watch a stream, but I maybe say hi and bye, but I don't tend to talk a lot. And there are a lot of people just like that. So if you have about 100 people, you have a decently busy chat, but it's not so busy you can't keep up on it. So yeah, I don't want to be huge. I just want to be big enough to, really, if we get enough people participating, I can start doing some of the more elaborate things that I wanted to do with my serious roleplay streams. I wanted people who supported me on Patreon at the appropriate level to be able to have special roles and have extra input and such as, in a sense, role-playing with me as well in special roles. And I never really got to flesh that out because by the time I was getting, 10, 15 people per stream, I decided, hey, let's try the whole social networking thing like other neurotypical streamers, and that went severely poorly. Like, as in, I was doing good. I was getting subs, and I was getting followers, I guess, on YouTube. I was getting more people. No, subs on YouTube. Anyway, I was getting more people watching, and it was great, but I was also burning myself out. And of course, as soon as I stopped doing all the extra stuff, the channel went back to its glacially slow growing, but then I found out that I couldn't stream as much as I used to because I'd burnt myself out too much and lost my hyper focus, but I didn't know that at the time. I just knew that things weren't good. And so I had to start cutting back. So that kind of put a big kink in my plans. But I'm gonna do them. I'm just gotta work on the personal stuff first because let me just say there was more causing me problems than I knew, and I'm just starting to find out what they are in some measure. And I know that once I finished the bulk of finding myself, the self I'd locked away because it wasn't neurotypical, when I was really young, I may even be brave enough to show you guys my face. Something I'd swore I would never ever do because I was too afraid of people being buttholes, because guess what? I'm not a model. And I'm 57 on July 6th, so not only am I not a model, I look more like a grandma. My hair isn't all white, but the front is getting there. Well, silver, actually. I'm glad it's silver because I like the silver better. Anyway, point is, that might come. But only if you guys think you would want to, because it would only occur if I get to the point where I really could not give a flying F word what people think of what I look like. But I'm not there yet. Because if I was there all my life, I never would have been masking in the first place. Right? I know I'm talking about a lot about myself today. And part of that was because of just talking to Jade about things, and me trying to be helpful. But it's also a large part of the reason why I haven't been able to stream the way I used to, the way I want to. And it's coming. I finally see, I really do. I keep saying, I think I see the light, but no, it was the oncoming train most of the time, and it wasn't the end of the tunnel. But I swear I see the end of the tunnel now because I can see the trees. There is no train. And I can't wait, because my real me, that's, like I said, Val, my persona, streaming Val, is a heck of a lot closer to my real me than my masking me. So, in a way, by streaming, I'm going to be able to practice being me. And it's really strange to say you have to practice it, but it's like if you've been so used to doing something, you do it automatically, and you don't even realize you're doing it. I mean, I didn't even know that I was masking, or what was the mask. What part of me is real and what is a mask? And I'm just starting to learn. Some things are not me. One of the things that I feel comfortable sharing is that the word giggle. I think someone at some point when I was very young was a complete butthole when I giggled, because I didn't even know that I stopped giggling at some point when I was young, because I didn't know it until after all my progress. I suddenly started giggling at things, and it's a new laugh. And I asked my husband, I said, this sounds different to me, this laugh. And he listened to it and he said, yeah, it does. It's not a bad laugh or anything, it's just different. And I was so, I even disliked the word giggle. I would never say I giggled, I'd say I chuckled, or my character would chuckle. I would never think of my character as giggling when I write fiction. Again, my character doesn't giggle, they chuckle, no matter what age they are. And I don't mind the word now, giggling, because I think that was the part of me that I was taught was bad. Okay, come on, hang on to there long enough. And yeah, it's amazing how little, well, at least the things that I've finding out so far, even some things that seem pretty small can actually have an outsized impact if you save it to a child at in a formative time of their life. So, if you got kids, just be aware of that. Because I know it's not just true of autistic people. One of the things that I also realized that I have is, what is it? Is it called rejection sensitive dysphoria or something like that? And yeah, like if I think I've done something wrong, I feel like I've just killed somebody. Like, I feel so horrible. And yeah, gotta work with that too. But part of the reason I'm talking about all this today is I did plan to talk about it in some respect, because if my experiences and the things that I'm learning about myself can help other people discover their selves, then I am going to talk about it, because I am done trying to pretend that I am not what I am. I have autism and I have ADHD, and they both go together to make the individual you guys know as Val. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I want to let my weird and wacky self out. And let you guys, meet the rest of Val. Which, like I said, you guys, in a way, knew me better than I knew myself, because I didn't even realize that Val, my persona Val, was actually pretty much me. I thought I was, creating this nice, cheerful, bubbly persona that wasn't like my real, somewhat grumpy self. But no, actually, now I'm happier, and I got my ADHD starting to be sorted, and I have my hyper-focus back. I'm a bubbly, giggly person. And I never knew it. Here I thought my Val persona wasn't... no wonder being Val is so easy for me, because I'm just being me. for the most part, but I'm going to do it even more now. So expect more weird and wackiness. More weird voices. I'm going to do it all. Alright, so, right, back to the AI thing. Yeah, so, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm keeping an eye on it, and I'm not really sure whether I want to start playing with it yet or not, because I will admit the thing I learned recently about it keeping the stuff that you didn't think it would be keeping, it concerns me. So, I think I'll have to hold off on that for now. And just keep an eye on it until I start seeing, you know, like, oh, if you use this app, then, you know, they scrub the, or something, you know, so that it's safe. Or at least safer than the current version. You know, sure, asking generic questions like, is Sylvan Lake in Alberta man-made, for example? One thing I looked up. Not through ChatGPT, but, you know, asking that sort of thing is perfectly safe because it's information that's already out there. So, we'll have to see. If you guys should, been watching this later or currently watching it, if you should have a suggestion of a good ChatGPT app that you find useful or played with and thought was interesting, feel free to throw it in chat, because you know, I'm not going to not look at them. I'm just not going to use it for anything substantial at this point, but I certainly do want to play with it. Whoops, I made an error. Let's fix that. Yep, that's how you fix it. Go away, error. That cat is coming together. I kind of like doing the usually I like doing the ones with the biggest amount first. Sometimes I go reverse or I go square by square, but that's the thing, you can do different things, whatever scratches your particular itch, and for me right now it's doing all the same color at one time. Sometimes I like to try to make them look like a picture, and that's one of the things I'd actually like to do is put those ones I've done that I particularly like put them in the BRB screen so you have something to look at as well as the cats. So, speaking of cats, is that cat still in there? Yes, she's still in my cupboard. I still have a Bun in the cupboard, and Seashell, our newest arrival that we got last November, she is fully integrated. She's still figuring out the whole lap thing, but she regularly comes up for a big scritch fest. She loves having her neck massaged. Like, not just scritched, but actually the neck muscles massaged. She gets all noodle-necked and drooly, and I have to, like, drooling to the point little drips are falling from her mouth. I was going, oh, lovely. We have 4 drooly cats now. Whenever they're particularly happy, and, you know, you rub their ears or something, when they shake your head, you have to kind of make sure you have a raincoat handy to throw on so you don't get a shower of drool. But it means they're really happy, so I put up with it. And in fact, it's like, yes, they drooled. Crap, they drooled. I gotta go wash my face, or, you know, occasionally you get it in an ear. I don't want an infection, so I have to go tidy up, but those felines. And one of the things that Shell does that none of the other cats that I've ever had do, actually, it's the first time, she will punch dough standing on all 4 feet and grabbing a hold of fabric. And before somebody says, oh, that's Sin Biscuits. No, it's not Sin Biscuits. Because I know what Sin Biscuits look like. Those are not. And she is just punching dough with all 4 feet and purring up a storm. Yesterday she punched so long, her dough punching, she ended up sort of collapsing onto her side, punching dough on my inner elbow, and was falling asleep while she was punching. So I think she punched dough for about 20 minutes before she finally dozed off. It was awesome. So she has shown no desire to go outside again, which works for me because she's an indoor cat. So we still only have Valentine, the cat, who still likes to try to go for a walk on the wild side. So that's why he wears a collar with a bell. Nobody else has to wear a collar. He has a collar with his bell name on it and our phone number, so if he does get out, somebody runs across him, the caller says he's not supposed to be outside, please call us at this number so we can come and get him. But since we're so vigilant, though, he has not gotten out since we got that collar, and that was 6 or 7 years ago, I think, was the last time he escaped on us and was outside in the below, like, super cold February. That's when he seems the most likely to try to escape, is when it's nice and super crisp cold outside. I mean, really cold. And we're like, cat, you're gonna freeze to death. These are the nights when cats freeze to death if they don't have shelter. And these are the days you try to escape. You're insane. I mean, he still tries to escape in the spring too, but the winter time with those cold days, that's his favorite. He's not normal, which is probably why he fits in so well here, because we're not normal either. I highly suspect my husband might be neurotypical too. Or neural atypical, I should say. But he doesn't really feel the need to explore that at this point, because he's coming up on retirement, and when he does retire and gets his energy back, then he might want to start looking into, doing that sort of thing. But it's not long now. It'll be really interesting to see how much we're going to have to cut out of our budget once we're relying on old age stuff. Which means, depending on what's going on, I may have to start trying to be a little more proactive about encouraging people to, follow me on YouTube, Patreon, that sort of thing, because the shortfall in the Vals NoisyToys funds is going to be not be able to be made up as easily by the husband's income anymore. I had another question for you guys, now or later on if you're watching this later. Do you have any other places besides Twitch that you watch streams on a regular basis? Because if you do, throw that in chat, because I need to find something to replace Twitch with, possibly 2 somethings, so I can go back to streaming to 3 places. I have heard about Kick. I'm a little hesitant on that one because I know it is paid, like the whole thing was created by people who have heavily ties to the gambling industry, and I'm not so keen on places that encourage people to gamble and take advantage of people who have issues with gambling. So I don't have that problem myself, thankfully, but I also don't want to support a platform that I don't feel comfortable with the backers of. Now, it may be that it's not that bad, Kick. I don't know. Like I said, I have to look into it, and I figured it was more important to stream today than looking into other places to stream to. Now, fortunately, a very kind account on Twitter provided me with a short list, and I am going to look into that list as well as see which ones can be handled by my current streaming solution, and that will probably help me decide which ones to do. But I'll need to have the energy to set up the new page and all that, and I've got to update things because valsnoisytoys is moving. valsnoisytoys.tk is now defunct. I guess the feature or the program that they had was retired, so I couldn't get the same thing anymore. So instead, I've set it up through Google, and it's going to be valsnoisytoys.ca because I'm a Canadian. And hopefully that will be up. Hopefully sometime today. We'll see. It just depends on how many issues Greater Raider runs into when he's porting it over. But I need to go through that and update the things that are no longer true. I don't know if I still have references to Mixer on it, but obviously I need to remove those, and as well Twitch. I'll have to say that it's gonna go to be an alternative site that I stream to when, for some reason I can't stream anywhere else, and it's better than nothing. Because part of the problem is I can't stream, before I found out that they had made that change, I found out that my stream site, or streaming service, no longer lets me downsample, I think that's the right word, the streams so that I can stream high quality to YouTube and downsample to a functional lesser quality on Twitch. And that went away, and I was like, oh, okay. I found that out last time I streamed, that it was gone, which is why I was trying to stream to Twitch, but it wasn't, watchable. But then I found out this, that doesn't matter because I can't stream there anymore anyway if I want to multi-stream. So, there you go. That fixed that issue for me. Not precisely the way I would have preferred it to be fixed, because I think Twitch, of course, is still the big leader, but I don't like the way they tie people to them. I think it's BS. If I'm not paying them any money, why can't I multi-stream? I'm not using that much in terms of resources. Why do they do that? Anyway. 'Tis a shame, but it is what it is. Alright. Think about some articles that I've been reading. Oh, speaking of that Sylvan Lake that I was talking about. It's a place that I went when I was younger. And I saw an article. They have some kind of water park. Now, it's actually like inflatable stuff on the water that if you can swim, looks like a blast. I can't swim that well, so it's not really a good thing for me, at least at this point. But that made me think about, when I'd been there, when I was young. And so then I had to go and confirm. It's like, what am I remembering? Is it is it man-made? Like, there was what I can remember was like this concrete wading pool that led out into the lake. And I'm like, did that exist? And then I read, yeah, in the early 60s and 70s, and for me it would have been in the 70s, would be my time frame when I was there. Yeah, they started doing some work to make it more public friendly, I guess. So I want to see if I can find a picture of what I remember, because I'm pretty sure it was Sylvan Lake. It was, when I was growing up, I lived a lot closer to Sylvan Lake than I do now. It'd be still possible to go there now, just, you know, we'd have to go really early in the morning and be getting back really late at night if you wanted to do it in a single day. But, yeah. Curious as to how accurate my memory is. What little I remember of it. We're 56% done. Nice. Oops. I was reading the other day about Stonehenge, and they found some more barrows, barrow complexes around Stonehenge, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, they're still finding stuff in the area. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, so much of it is, you know, being used as agricultural land, and then when they finally get a chance to look into, you know, what's underneath it, they're finding all sorts of cool things. Oh, and I wish I could remember. I really should take notes about these ones that I want to talk about in the stream. Maybe in the future I'll do that. There's... I can't remember where it was, but I believe it's a Norse or a Viking sword. And it's from the Iron Age, and it looks like it's almost perfectly intact, and looks like just when they dug it up in the burial, it wasn't all rusty like you would expect. It was almost as sharp as when it was made. It was amazing to see it in situ in the pictures. I was like, wow, how did that happen? Another site that I'm really interested in is Go Black Tepe. Similar, you know. Oh, don't stand on the keyboard button. Yes. Okay, rabbits. Yes, thank you for coming out of the illegal location. Bunny. No, don't stand on the keyboard. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, rabbit. I've been trying to keep her out of there with a box, because I can't shut the door properly where I currently have my camera located. The thing that is keeping it in the air in the mostly right location has to go where that door is, and so the door can't shut properly. So I've been tying it shut, but it leaves this gap. And a bun can fit through that gap, so then I put a tall, thin box in there. Only to discover today she can still fit in there. So I'm gonna have to find a different solution to keep the rabbit out of there. I mean, she just wants to nap in there. Maybe I should just give up and put a basket in there. Got enough of them. I think these cats have more baskets than we've got chair for people in this house. Guess who's the spoiled ones? Right, Bunny? My bun. Alrighty. I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit while I let my brain recharge and think of something else to talk about. Oops. Well, I think what I'm going to do is once I finish this last 3 stitches here, I am going to take a 5-minute break to get up and stretch and get some blood flowing to my brain again. And we will be doing that one next, so let's go look at the cat. Okay guys, I'm gonna switch you over to BRB, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Alright, guys. Let's get the microphone back where it's supposed to be. Okay, then. Start down here in this corner. So, the Steam sale. Has anybody else got a wish list of items that they're hoping are going to be on sale? I managed to pick up a few of the things that I had on my wish list on the next sale, but I'm hoping there'll be even better ones. Ones that I've been waiting for in the upcoming sale. What did I do? Don't do that, Val. It's just wrong. It even says it's a mistake. Get feedback. So don't do it. It's wrong. I think this is the first time I've really used my new computer glasses, because of course when I was getting my crafting glasses done I needed to get my vision retested. So I got new glasses, and my new computer glasses, I can actually see things even better than the last pair, the first pair of computer glasses I tried. Not sure why these ones are so much better, but I'm not going to complain, because it's nice to be able to see clearly. Kiba on YouTube, hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Nice to see ya. As it were. Kiba's good, awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What have you been up to, Kiba? Anything exciting? Or just enjoying your summertime? Not that there's any just about it, because summertime is nice. Yes, actually, I was talking about that earlier. I did see that about Twitch, so I am no longer multi-streaming there. And Kick was one of the ones that I've been considering. I'm a little leery because the backing comes from gambling companies, so I have to kind of look into it a bit more. I will be multi-streaming again. It just right now, just depends on when I get the energy and whatnot to look into it. Because first thing I'll have to do is make sure my streaming solution supports whichever options I'd be considering, so that if they don't support Kicken, I'll have to find out if you can do it using RTMP, I think is what it's called, which may or may not work. And it's not purple, it's green. Yeah, that's a shame, you know. I like purple, so You still are until next month. That's when the terms of service kick in. Oh, I thought it was already in effect, but yeah, I just, even knowing now that it's not coming into effect yet, yeah, I'll only be streaming there if for some reason I can't stream anywhere else and I want to stream. I might consider loading my streams as videos there for people to watch later on. I don't know. Some thoughts I've had. Because I'm not going to delete my Twitch account. But oh, for pity's sake. I do not want the errors. Yeah. Yeah, I prefer YouTube too. One of the reasons, beside what you mentioned, is also the fact I can stream much higher quality to YouTube than I can to Twitch. Like, much higher quality. Yeah, over 5,000. I'm actually streaming at basically 9,000. Used to do 10,000? Yeah, I'm actually have a new internet service, which I'm actually streaming with for the first time today, and so far it's going lovely. But I will be able to increase it if I should decide to, because I have much more up bandwidth now than I had before. Before I had 15 max up, but now I have much more than that. Basically, I have more up than I will ever need now. So I can look into increasing it if I so desire. If my computer can handle it. That's the big thing, though, because my computer is still fairly geriatric, aside from its stream card, or its GPU, I should say. You have 25 up? Nice. I'm supposed to have as much up as I have down, which is 1 gig. I don't know how much that will actually occur in practice, but that's what I'm supposed to have. So I'm pretty sure my computer will not be able to handle that. If I went to the max, I'd be like, yeah, I think my computer would probably explode into flames if I tried. You have 600 down? Nice. That's still pretty good. Yes, bun. Can I do for you, pussycat, over there? Hey, bunny. It's all the feedly bits now. Do, 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 do. Sorry, no, I'm going quiet. I'm just mulling over things to talk about that I haven't already covered in the stream. Don't want to repeat myself too much here. Let's see, what articles have I been reading recently that I haven't already talked about? Not sure. I've been reading a lot of articles about archaeology and such. But I think I've already talked about the ones that stood out the most to me in the last while. The barrows around Stonehenge and that beautiful iron sword they found that looks almost newly made in that burial. Like it's got some green to it, you know, from patina and age, but yeah, it looks almost new. It's pretty freaking cool. Oh, I was reading about Mount Everest, and one thing that surprised me is that basically the areas of it are a big trash heap now because there's so many people going up it. You know, still people dying on it, of course, because it's still just as hard as it ever was in terms of lack of oxygen and stress on the body. But yeah, I guess not many people, or not enough people, were bringing their crap down with them. Because, you know, I guess when you're up there and you have only so much oxygen, you probably have to lighten it so that you can actually have a chance to get down alive. But still, it does mean that when you get up there, it looks like a big trash heap. Any place where the people normally camp. Which is kind of a shame, you know. But I guess it's understandable because it's not like it's really easy to get like a trash truck up there, you know, and pick it all up. So if they can't carry it down because they're too weak due to the lack of oxygen and stress on the body, then it doesn't have anywhere to go. Makes you wonder if in a couple million years our distant descendants will come across this and make wild thoughts about what we use it for. Oh, this must have been a place of pilgrimage. You know, they came here to worship the mountain spirits. That kind of thing. And they left all these offerings. And they left people, too. You know, the people that didn't make it. Because if you die up there, they can't get your body down. You're part of the mountain now. So in theory, people who have perished and become part of the mountain in time might be part of the archaeological record in the distant future. You know, all black is the one color of cat I've never had. I mean, not that I've had every color of cat, but one of the more common colors of cat. Even mostly black. Little me was a tuxedo, and he had the most black. Seashell, being calico, has the white, but she's also got a lot of black on hers, so she's probably got as much black on her as little me did. She's just got some extra ginger thrown in. So I guess technically she's my most black cat I've ever had at this point now. Actually, I lied. I didn't mean to, but I lied. I did have an all-black cat. But the reason I didn't think of him was because he was one of the... I used to, long ago, breed Ossa cats. And every now and then you get other coat patterns, and he was pure black. And I didn't think of him because, you know, he was born as a kitten and not a rescue, and I was thinking rescues. So yes, I did lie. I have had an all-black cat. It wasn't an intentional lie, but I still lied. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Please forgive me. I am not perfect. Plus, he ended up being adopted out to a nice home with his mum, who was a really think she was, what color was she? I think she was a lavender Aussie cat with spots, but we adopted her out to a home. And it was actually really perfect because the mum and the son that came to meet them to see if they would be a good fit after I'd vetted them. The lady was Caucasian, and she had adopted I am hesitating because I can't remember the politically correct term to use now, so I'm going to say what I think I should be okay, and if it isn't, I apologize. It's not intentional. She had a young black child. He was about 5 years old, and they adopted the mother and son. The reason that they were interested in, or she was interested in them, was because the mother cat was Caucasian, as it were, and the son was black, just like her and her son, and they both thought that was awesome. And so did I. I was like, yeah, that's really cool. And that was a long time ago now. Both those cats are probably in the happy cat pasture land of afterlife. But I thought that was a perfect place for them to go. Dear Boy on YouTube, hello, welcome to the stream. Indeed, it has been a long time. It's been so long I can't remember seeing you before. Did you used to go by a different name? I do have one frequent viewer that likes to change his name from time to time as his desire indicates. But I apologize if I knew you by this name, because my brain is refusing to supply the memory. A way different handle. Technomagi from the followed RP streams. Ah! Well, welcome under your new self. I've been working on changing myself too, but I'm not changing my handle. Just my actual self. I just like my handle. Maybe one day I'll change it, I don't know. But it still feels right, so as long as it feels right, I'm gonna keep it. So, what have you been up to, dear boy? Having a good summer as of yet? Or is the vacation still to come? Oh, you got a full-time job. You just came home. Ah. Collapsed in the chair after another day of work. I can relate to that. Hopefully you got some food, or your food's cooking. Thank you. Well, I hope you have a good dinner, and I'll probably be, well, I'm going to stream until I get to 100% here, so that's probably going to be another half an hour at the rate that I've done the rest of it, so. Yes, I have discovered the source of my squirrels, my distractions. I said this earlier in the stream, but I think I got at least two people that weren't here when I said it. So, you know that I have autism, right? Well, apparently about 70 to 80%, depending on the study, of people with autism also have ADHD. And I started looking into it with the subtle encouragement of my therapist. And yeah, I'm on ADHD medicine now, and the squirrels they still exist, but they're slightly more controlled. And it has the interesting side effect of uncovering some of my autistic traits that I was kind of, obscured by the ADHD issues. But yeah, it has answered so much about myself, and I think it's going to be awesome once I get my lifelong issues sorted out finally, and I can get rid of all the stuff that's not serving me anymore. Because one thing that I've discovered is that because I've been making a concerted effort to drop my masking that's unnecessary, and preferably at home 100%, gone, I've got a lot more energy. I was spending a crap ton of energy maintaining a mask that I didn't, need to really be doing. So something that served me when I was younger to keep me out of the radar of bullies ended up hurting me as I got older, and I did not know that. And I didn't know it was such a big energy drain. So physically, I'm still suffering from long COVID fatigue, but at least I'm not wasting a bunch of energy on something I don't need to now, so I actually have a little bit more energy to do stuff with, which is lovely. Hence why I'm able to stream today. And I'll just take the opportunity to say once again that my site is changing. It's no longer at valsnoisytoys.tk. It is moving to valsnoisytoys.ca. And with luck, it'll be up, if not today, then next day or so, depending on how smoothly the move over goes. But Greater is taking care of that for me, for which I greatly appreciate his help, and he will get back to me once he's had a chance to do that. But So it'll still look like the old site, because it is the old site, it's just moving to a new location. In time, I need to take a good squiz at it and figure out if I need to update some things, change it up, but that's for when I have more energy than my physical energy is increased more than it is currently. So for now, it's going to have the old stuff on there, which is, you know, pretty much true. It's just, you know, because I'm not streaming as much as I used to, it's not quite as true as it was, or it's not true as frequently as it was, I guess. But I am not streaming on Twitch anymore because of their change to the terms of service. Right now I'll only be streaming on YouTube, but I am looking into other sites, Kick among others, to go back to having multiple streams so that people have a choice of where to watch it from. Right now you got one choice, YouTube. It's been really hot this week so far here in Alberta, and at least last time I checked the weather, it said it's going to continue that way. Is it really hot where you guys are? Are you getting some rain? Cool things off? That cat is coming along. Actually, how do we know it's a black cat? Maybe it's a cat in the dark. It could be. Cat hiding in the shadows. This one, I cannot see the color difference in it. It looks the same to me. The others, I could see the color difference, but not... maybe just... or it could be my imagination. It looks so close. If I had two threads the same color in real life that looked like that, I would say they were the same color. But then I'm also developing cataracts, so that might be that might be a factor too. It's something I wish I hadn't inherited from my mom. She had them too, but my dad didn't. Why couldn't I got the autism from my dad? Why couldn't I got that too? Dang it. Yeah, so if you ever find that for some reason you're starting to need more and more bright lights in order to see things, I recommend you go get tested for developing cataracts. Because apparently I've been developing these for a few years. They're slow growing, obviously. So it was quite the surprise to me to find out that I was getting them. But it made a lot of sense. It also explains why when I play games, I have to adjust it so not just for you guys to be able to see the darker stuff a little bit better, but also for myself. Getting old has its perks, but it's got its downsides too. I'm just finding a few of the downsides lately. But I will say getting old's better than not getting old. The alternative is less pleasant. Oops. Error. That would be an error. Fix it. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. I know I keep talking about myself, but partially it's because new people arriving, and I've run out of things that I've been reading lately that I can remember to talk about. Well, there is one thing that I could talk about, but it's in the news, but it's kind of depressing, and I don't really want to bring that down. So you're gonna get me humming a lot. Yeah, I can't. That's another one I can hardly see the difference in, to the point where I really can't tell. It looks the same to me. Does it look different to you guys? Can you see this change in color? I'm just curious as to whether it's my eyeballs or if it really is that close. Because if it is, then you guys should not be able to or see the same thing I'm seeing. Make me feel better. Tell me it looks the same to you. Lie to me if you have to. Seriously, though, if it does look different, please tell me. I'm curious. I would like to know. Is it me, or is it the game? Or is it me and the game? That's always possible, too. I like how quiet this game is. Like, it has no sounds at all. Which is why it's perfect for streaming. Because I don't have to worry about trying to stick a microphone on my phone so you guys can hear the sound effects, because there aren't any. I mean, it may have sound effects and I turned them off. It's been so long I can't remember. But if I turned them off, it's because they bothered me. I don't mind little ching noises and stuff, but if it was going beep, 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 beep every time I put something down, I'd be going bonkers in short order. We got cameras in the backyard now, and the front yard, but I was in the backyard sunning myself yesterday, and this camera keeps beeping, and I can't figure out how to tell it off, so I'm, you know, other than swearing at it. So I have to talk to the security company and say, is there any way to turn this off? I can't, it's beeping and it's driving me bonkers, and I can't find the option. It didn't used to be a problem. We changed to a new company and they're using the same camera, but now it's suddenly beeping at me. And it's beeping every, I think it's about every minute or two. It's very annoying. You know, just a single beep. But, I mean, you know, sitting in my chair, eyes shut, enjoying the sunlight, and suddenly beep! And I'm like, well, you know, I was trying to focus on my mindfulness and relax, and there's a beep! That's not relaxing at all. Because I hear a beep, and I'm like, well, I must be having to do something, or, you know, there's clowns running rampage in my backyard. I just can't hear them. The camera's complaining. I suppose it might be complaining about, well, no, because I turned that off. I thought maybe it was complaining about me sitting there, so I turned off the things that are supposed to activate it, and it was still beeping. So it's the actual camera beeping, not my settings that I can find anyway. But I went through it and I couldn't find a setting to turn that beep off, so unfortunately I'm going to have to phone customer support, and I don't look forward to that. Because it's very simple. Where do I turn the beep off? Or if I can't turn it off, can you guys turn it off? Because it needs to shut up. And only beep if somebody is dashing through my backyard. You know, burgling our weeds or something. That's what I need to know. Or, you know, when a cat walks back there. We have regular feline visitors that visit our backyard, and I like to check on them because one of them belongs to a neighbor, and occasionally he stays out all night, and she'll call and say, have you seen him? And then I can look back on the camera and say, yeah, he was here, you know, this morning at X a.m. But it doesn't need to be driving me bonkers beeping when I'm trying to relax in the backyard. I guess I should see if the one out front does the same thing. Not that I plan to relax in my front yard, but because if it does it too, then I know it's a common thing, and makes it more likely that I might have to find the speaker and smash it with a hammer. I won't do that. Because it's obviously internal to the camera, but if it was external, I'd be looking for a way to disconnect it. At least while I'm in the backyard. I think my voice is getting a little hoarse here because it's been so long since I streamed and talked this much at once. My voice is out of practice. I've been noticing it for the last little while, last half an hour, but it took me until now to realize, oh, that's why. Unfortunately, I don't have any more water, and I drank all my coffee, so I guess I'll have to survive till we're finished here. We have 10% to go. Sorry for my croaky voice. Eh. This is one of the ones that makes me dance in my chair. Yes, oh yes it does. Nice bouncy song. Ooh, that cat's looking good. Cats always look good. And they know it. That's why they always look so smug. I'm a gorgeous feline and I know what she says. Or he says. Oops. Undo that. But that was a little overboard. Dang it. I was doing so well, and then I made an error. Alright, let's go from here. Oops. Whoops. Nope, nope, don't change it. We were doing M's. M for me. M for one chosen by proxy. M for, let's see, music, Mucklux, Murgatroyd, Muffin. Do you ever play that game where you're in a car and obviously you do this when you're a passenger, not the driver. You look for people's license plates and then you take the letters off the license plate and have to come up with something that kind of makes sense using those letters. I love to do that. You know, to come up with funny ones. So I guess that's what I was doing there with the M's. So I gotta have to do it with the N's now too. Nickel. Noreja. Trying to keep it safe for work. Nix. Neck. As in the body part. Why is it when you want your brain to think of something, it decides, yeah, I think I'll just go blank instead. Number. Nifty. Necktie. Knuckle. No, that starts with a K. Sounds like it starts with an N, though. Nobody. Nifty. Did I say nifty yet? Nicaragua. Norway. Norwegian forest cat. Ooh. So M for Munchkin. Yeah, I try to say cat names when I do these, or breeds cat. That'll be good. Gives me my brain something to do. Alright, now it's this one. Oh, for Ossicat. That's a breed of cat. Obvious. I'm Captain Obvious. Yes. Oracle. Ocean. Can I think of any foods that start with an O? Okra? I've never eaten okra, actually. I know it's a food, but I've never actually eaten it. I haven't eaten arugula either, although I would like to sometimes. Knowing that I'm eating it, because it's entirely possible I've eaten it in restaurants or something, I just never do it. But that starts with an A, not an O. Overt. Occidental. Orator. Open sesame. Octagonal. Octopus. An octagonal octopus. There you go. That'd be a great username, wouldn't it? Octagonal octopus. Q. That quick. quirky, Quetzalcoatl, I guess, something like that. Quack. You quack me up. Please don't kill me. Let's see. There's something called Quarn, isn't there? Quorn. It's a product of some type, I think. Or am I thinking of it in a game? I don't know. I've never eaten it in real life, so I'm not quite sure. Queer. As in the word that the people themselves that are to identify as that use it. Not meant in any derogatory way at all. You love who you love. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's not a child. Then I have an issue with that. If we're talking romantic love, because that is not right. Just to put that out there. But as long as everybody's a consenting adult, you love who you love, and it's good. Just wish everybody thought that way. Alright, back to... Or I guess we're on P now. I did finish Q, did I? Yes, I did. Okay. Partridge. Parrot. Is there a breed of cat that starts with a P? Not that's coming to mind. Porpoise. The purpose of the porpoise. Let's see. Pink. Oh, purple. Last one. Alright, R. We're on to R. Rex. That's a breed of cat. Rotate. Rear engine. Or just a rear. Rob. Risk. Okay. S. S. S is for safe. S is for sugar. S is for sweet. And S is for Somali. Breed of cat. Alright, let's look at where these colors are gonna go. Oh. Do you have... Oh, I guess it's his eyeballs. Very nice eyeballs are gonna be, too. Let's start in the center, then. 5. That's bright. Oh, I guess because it's light shining on it, most likely. Anyway, we'll do that eyeball. We're going to do the eyes one at a time. Let's use... no, let's do 2 next. The eyes are the most important thing. Z. Zebra. I cannot think of a breed of cat that starts with Z. Xenophobe? No, that starts with an X. Well, let's look at Y's then. Yellow. Yokel. Yamaha. Can't think of a cat with a Y. I definitely can't think of a cat starting with a 3. Wacky. Willow. Wonderland. Visible. Venerable. Visage. Unusually unctuous uncle. I I can't think of a cat. T. Turkey. Turkish fan. That's a breed of cat. X. Extra special. I know that starts with an E, but I don't care. The ones. Number 1. Well, that would be me. No. I'm not an egotistical person, am I? But you should be number 1 for yourself. You should still, take care of other people, but you can't, like they say with the airlines, you need to put your mask on first before you try to be there for other people. So you should love yourself first, and loving other people will come. Why is... Oh, that's a Y. I'm assuming it's 6. There we go. Okay, there's one eyeball. Nice blue eyes. And now, let's do the 6s again. 6s and 7s, that's what I'm at. And let's do U. U for unicycle. Unification. Yeah, you bun. I'm sorry, I already did the B's. I could have said bun when I did B's, but I wasn't doing that then. V for vehicle, van, comma, Turkish. Does that work? Okay. X marks the spot. What do? You can only do your best. You can't ask yourself for much more. Take the time to look after yourself. For only then will you have the energy to look after others. I can't think of something. Oh, a sentence that starts with a Z. Zebras are not just striped horses. How's that? And 8. I hope you ate a good lunch. And I'm done. All right. All done. And that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream and my rambling. And it looks like I have to go online to get my rewards, but I'll do that later. You all take care, and I hope to see you again soon. Energy willing. Cross your fingers. You all have a good week, and I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy your summer until I see you again. Bye. I'm waving. Bye. I just gotta find something here. Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons. You keep me streaming and multicasting. At the $30 level, I'd like to thank TexCub SF. At the $5 level, I'd like to thank Greater Raider. Want to become a patron? Go to patreon.com/valsnoisytoys. Do you want to play with me? Support me at the $5 level or higher, and you'll be invited to the end of the month Vals Noisy Toys Patron Games. And once again, thanks so much to my patrons.